woman. She's actually she's a rose butter. But yeah. See, that's the beat I'm scared of right there. I don't. That's gonna be hard.
You can just slide your feet forward, just kind of go around. You don't have to make. It's not really a fancy dance. It's the other one like the in Hiradza they call it Idzigaragishi, and Idzigaragishi is a foot slide. And that foot slide, anybody could dance to a foot slide. Grass, fancy.
You're a Rikra. So you're with you being a Rikra. What type of dance do the women do up there?
It all
Is it just like
it's just regular two step. That's how it first started. And then when they start having contests in like the late 60s, early 70s, they start to just throw money together. And then people start getting fancy. And they came up with this stupid legend of the butterfly story. Oh, somebody had a dream about being a butterfly and everybody talks about it. But it started, all the powwows started with the grass dance societies. And so the Crows had four, a bunch of the Sioux tribes had grass dance societies. And Fort Berthold, we had two grass dance societies. And then that grand entry came in from the rodeos when they used to have rodeos with the powwow. And they seen the Sanchtaga, the YTs coming in for their grand entry. So they said, we're going to do a grand entry too. So that's how the grand entry started. And that's how the fancy dance started. But the original one was just a basic 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 foot beat.
well, see, and I was wondering about that because, okay, being my mom's a Rikra, I wanted to learn more about their dances. What type of what do they wear? I heard someone saying something about corn skirts. What's that?
Yeah, they just dressed
Or
old style. The original ones wore high top moccasins and a shawl and a head cover or their feathers. And then as time went on, it got fancier because the original grass dance societies weren't really designed for women. But as the women started to participate more, they started to grow all these styles.
okay, we'll have to talk more because I want to learn a lot more
Yeah.
from my
And
mom's side. Like, because I grew up Lakota, so that's all I've ever known. But I want to be respectful to my mom's side too, and learn the Arikara way of life. I guess
yeah, I'd
I'm not
share
sure
with
how
you.
different it is. Yeah,
It's much different. It's the
is
languages are
it?
different, the culture is different, the origin stories are all
Okay.
different. But where the Siouan people, Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, Omahas, Ponkas, Osages, Mandan, Hidatsa, Crow, and Stonies were all cousins. We all
Okay.
speak Sayan languages.
And now that did you see that the Lumbee are trying to do that too? They're trying to be in on that whole our language.
No, I
You know,
didn't. They're trying to say they're
yeah,
Siouan?
The who?
Wow, that's a lie.
Who?
Lumbee.
What's
No,
that?
it's not the Lumbee. It's people that are saying they're Lumbee on here.
What is Lumbee? Is that another tribe somewhere west or something?
I guess so. Over on the east side, actually.
The Tuscarora, what's his name? Jocko is Tuscarora.
It's the black tribes up there.
He's
It's
the one that's claiming it.
yeah, it's the forgotten tribes of the Black Indians.
The
I'm told it's
forgotten tribes of the Black Indians.
So called. Hold on, so-called allegedly.
I was like, okay.
No. I promise I can come back and switch sides. I promise.
I'm like,
Or the reason why they probably won't ever be federally recognized is because you need 7 points in the Department of Federal Recognition for tribes. You have to have 7 points, and they didn't exist pre-colonization, and they have no history past before the colonization, so they probably will never be recognized as a
They
tribe.
I
they beg to
I
differ.
heard they got. I think they got blocked again, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Just
did.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people on here that's saying, "Oh, we were here." We just had one earlier on saying that he was here before colonization. They're trying to say that
No
the
proof.
black Pablo groups were here before.
No, they weren't. There's never
We would have
been.
heard something though. There would have.
There's absolutely
No
no
evidence.
DNA evidence for that they were
Yeah.
here. There's
There's
absolutely none.
not even archaeological evidence, no anthropological evidence,
Yeah.
nothing. I'm sorry, I'm tired. It's 4 a.m. Just rubbing the heck out
But
of
they
my
would have to
eyes
go
right
through
now.
BIA in order to get recognized, right? Doesn't
Yeah,
isn't the BIA the final
not
word?
not 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 over federal recognition. It's a different department. It's the
Oh
Department of
shit!
Federal Recognition of Tribes. It's not even under the BIA. It has its own place in the government.
That 7 points, is that like a
That's
regulation that they have to go through?
Yep, that's a regulation. You can look it up on the federal website, Department of Federal Recognition of Tribes.
and the
That's
thing is,
good. At least that's
yeah,
protecting indigeneity in some way from that.
yeah, yes, BIA.gov. Yeah, no, for real. I don't see them. Yeah, because I mean they're already trying to say that they were Suan before that was like I believe it was what was the other one they were trying to do? Oh, Cherokee, right?
Yeah,
Cherokee,
Choctaw.
and then another one after that. Was it Choctaw? Really?
There's 5
And now they're saying they're
civilized.
Tusca.
They're trying to do 5
They're
civilized.
aren't they mixed up with? Now they're trying to say they're mixed up with Tuscaroran. I didn't.
there was only like it was recognized.
It's just like
And
the
see,
Melungeon.
mm,
The Molumbi.
well, because I had one of them on my live before, and he actually said that the highest percentage that they have testing right now is 19%. The lowest is 2 for nativeness. Having native blood or something like that.
Yep,
So
and
Of
that's what
that
we recognized
19%.
either.
But of that 19%, it's a very small percentage that are testing 19%. The 2% would be like, there'd be a lot
he
more
said there was only
2%
one.
than there would be 9.
Yeah, he said there was only one that was testing
Yeah.
at 19%.
I know.
I was like,
Okay,
yeah,
that's what
and
I
they
mean.
said they
Yeah,
would be
that's what
the
I mean. There'd be
biggest.
very
Yeah,
few.
and they claimed they would be the biggest tribe on the out east if they were to get recognized.
So what are they saying? They had the biggest tribe here to begin with, or something?
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't know. Who knows?
How the
They
hell
claim
did
everything
they
else.
else?
Well, that's my point.
They're not that
There
strong.
would have been more. There would have
They
been
shouldn't
more
be here.
if there was. Yeah, so I don't see how they're. I don't see where they're going with this. Honestly, if there was there
My
was a black
question
Indian
is,
tribe, we would have known.
Somebody would have wrote about it and said
my question is,
We
why
would have
can't
known.
they? Why don't we have them in Canada? And they can't answer that.
I said the same thing.
Well,
Some of them just
I've
lost
always
their
said that. I'm
culture
like,
identity and claimed
why?
them.
Why aren't you guys across the border? Why are you only on the southeast? Why aren't you all over the Americas?
And see, before to be honest, they are state recognized, so I can't like say they're not a tribe because apparently they're state recognized. They say they're federally recognized, and I looked into that, and they are, but without benefits because they can't meet all the federal guidelines to that. So I don't know. And if that's true, then why are they still trying to be? Because what benefits do we get anyway?
They want
Not much.
BIA program and money, and they want they can start their own casinos with the compacts between the states.
Oh shit! Okay.
Well, I just found out about that 7 point system, which is pretty cool.
You know, I see a lot of people have issues with the blood quantum and stuff like that, but I kind of don't. I mean, I think it's okay both ways. I mean, having both lineage and blood it kind of keeps us within our peoples, I guess, not breeding out too much. But I had to work. Okay, All right, Foxy. I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Because they say it's a colonial,
Colonial
something or other,
tactic.
but
It's
yeah,
colonial
to get us
tactic
spread out.
to get us spread out, yeah. And it
But
works.
is it work?
It does. Like
Does
if
it?
you look at the Métis, not all Métis maintain that bloodline, right?
But there's a
Um,
lot of other tribes that are maintaining their bloodline
yeah.
because of that.
But like with the Métis, like some of them like did breed out, so it's not applicable to Southern folk. Yeah.
That's true. But to be
But
honest, the ones in our southern relatives have she. If we're not careful, they're gonna actually have more native in them than we will.
well, look at the Cherokee.
Well, Cherokee kind of got fucked up when they agreed to do the whole slavery and like,
Yeah.
yeah, they had people lying, buying their way into the tribe, which was obviously a thing then,
Who was
but
it who was
not now
saying
because they said they cleaned out that list. Who was saying that? Somebody. There
they're
was another
starting
a church.
it out?
They did. They already done it. It's already they basically kicked out the ones that paid $5 to get on there, their families and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people were pissed off that they got kicked out of the tribe. So I'm glad they did that because it's at
Didn't
least
they
fixing
find like
something
a
that was
bunch of
fucked up.
black people on there too, and they got mad and they sued?
Those were the freedmen.
No, there were some
Yeah.
other ones that weren't freedmen's. They were.
I don't know, but I heard about the freedmen, those were the ones that got detribalized, but I thought it was up to the tribes what they wanted to do with that. You know, like how we are recognized, how can you get enrolled? Do you have to meet these certain criterias in order to enroll? So when they did that with the freedmen, it was fucked up in a way, because they actually agreed to do it in the first place. But then again, I heard different. I heard that the governor or something of that state made them do it.
If you
I don't
talk
know.
about if you talk about how the Cherokee effed it up, they'll get mad at you. The real Cherokee.
I mean, to be honest, they're like and there are real Cherokee natives, and it's like an ongoing joke, which I think is pretty
Yeah.
fucked up. That
The real
great,
ones
another
do get,
Cherokee. Yeah.
the real ones do get mad at you.
Well, I try
I've,
not to disrespect them. So
I've met some real Cherokees that spoke their language and did stomp
yeah,
dance and did all their ceremonies. And they're straight up natives, man. They're the ones I met in Oklahoma that were real cultural and ceremonial. They told me a lot of their history. And one of the things they said is that there used to be 18 stomp dance grounds, and it's kind of like a Tioshpae, in Lakota, where they're all kind of extended relatives. And with their Cherokee freedmen, they gave them 4 stomp dance grounds. But after they opened it up, they no longer practice. So they only have 14 left of the original. But they had given 4 of those stomp dance grounds, their most sacred thing, to the freedmen. And so they don't practice it anymore, though.
wow, that's too bad. Kind of makes you think, huh? I mean, I'm glad. I'm kind of happy that our tribe does that. Even up in my mom's tribe, they used to have to have a certain amount of blood to get in. So I'm kind of glad. Yeah, I'm kind of glad. Hate me or whatever, but yeah, I know a lot of people say it's a colonizer, whatever. But I mean, to be honest, it's keeping us.
Must have been related to the chief.
Who?
You. Your mom.
Me?
You're talking about your mom. How your mom did it. She must have been related to the chief.
She's actually related to the chairman right
There
now.
you go. See?
What?
That's
See
why
what?
you got nepotized.
No, not
The
really.
chairman on
But
Yeah.
Fort Berthold isn't even from our tribe. His mother,
Fox.
yeah, the
That
Fox.
Fox. Yeah.
His real dad is a Sultano, and
So he's adopted.
he's adopted into the tribe, and he's Mexican. And I think his mother was Lakota. So he's not even from Fort Berthold.
So some
Makes
more
sense.
nepotism.
Makes sense. No, because I kept hearing stuff too, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just now getting to know the family up there, and I met one of the grandmas. Her name was Rose. But she passed. You know, we went to her funeral and everything, and got to meet some of the family up there. But there was a lot. My mom's like part of the Morset
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Your
yeah,
your family's so big they got their own powwow. So yeah, it's a big family. Thousands.
yeah. So I'm sitting there like, there's a lot of them. You got to introduce yourself. Like I'm like, but there's a lot of them. I tell my mom, and she was like, you got to learn how to do this. But there's a lot of them. There's a whole bunch. I wouldn't be able to remember. Oh, there's just a lot.
You better have a really good special.
Well, it's not going to be done up there. It's going to be done in like Pine Ridge or something like that, because my grandma was Lakota. You know, she was Oglala. So
So they might come just because of you, just saying. You know, supporting
they
family.
can. Hey, they can.
They're
Hey,
like,
I don't mind.
that's my relative. Let's go win some of her money.
How about you guys help pitch in and help me pay for
right?
the prize money? God dang! But I want it to be a good one.
Throw those dollar
do.
bills on the ground, on the blanket.
On a
Do
blanket.
they have that
Yeah,
there?
they did that for my
Do you guys-
grand.
The
Yeah.
blanket dance?
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
blanket dance?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got blanket dance.
Yeah. And actually, my grandson, it's my sister's grandson, but you know, my grandson. Anyways, they brought him back. They brought him out into the circle. Was it last year? And they did he's a little fancy dancer, cute as hell. But anyways, they did the blanket dance, and he had to go dance on each one of them while people were throwing money, and then the elders come out and get those blankets and the money. So
Oh,
that was pretty cute. Yeah, it was pretty cute. I had to watch it via here because we were snowed in, but yeah.
it was on TikTok. It was a special needs guy, and they just gave him a lot of money. It was like, oh,
Oh no, I seen that one where the guy was pushing him in a wheelchair, and he's all
yeah.
dancing in his
Yeah,
wheelchair. I
that
thought that
one
was
too.
it made me
Yeah,
cry.
he gets out of his,
I
he
just
gets
fucking
out of
teared
his
up. I'm like, God, I'm just
wheelchair and
emotional.
everything. And then he just moves
I
his
said,
legs around, like physically with his hands. It's like, oh,
yeah, I was like, oh my God, I started crying. I was like, God, I'm just emotional, but just I don't know why. When I see things like that, it just makes me so proud of our people. We're just so connected to who we are, you know.
I was just like, damn, I need to
I'm
get
in
my
awe.
boy dancing, maybe.
I want the two younger ones too. My youngest, he wants to try fancy, and I think he could do it because he's like, you know, he's all over the place. You know, he's very hyper. My second to the youngest, he's just not there. But he's got long hair. He's native and everything, but he's his own little person. Gotta let him grow. Hey, gotta let him grow. But all the rest of the people, all the rest of my family, the kids are all connected to the circle and everything. Just that one. Just didn't get it, I guess. Sometimes I feel like I fucked up, but
You guys used to have a grass dance society on Pine Ridge at Porcupine. Do they still have that grass dance society? They do. Okay. Cool.
yep. Yep. My daughter was actually held
Did I cut?
a title there at the powwow there. Little Miss Pahisinte. She's just cute. Hey, she was just cute. But what was you saying, Vibes?
I said good night, cat.
Oh, good night. See, that's what I don't pay attention. Okay, good night. Well, I think I might just jump off too because it's 5:00 in the morning. People, what are you doing up? Right?
It's good to see you guys. You have a great night.
You too. Thanks for coming up. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Mono.
Orientation in 5 hours. Yeah,
You
sleep.
got a what?
Orientation.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay, well,
job.
thanks for coming in, everybody. Have a good night or morning. Hey, honey, wash day. Hey. Oh, ugly. Just look like a embarrassing. Hey, honey, wash day. Please, nobody record that. Oh my God. That's so sad. Fuck. That was stupid. Sorry.